Up to 10% of smartphone users in Kenya aged 25 years and below will not make a phone call in a given week this year, but will opt for SMS, social media or over-the-top messaging services. Here is more.
Basically, I'm a student, so I use these apps like to exchange data. Like recently in WhatsApp, you can be able to send documents and all that. Apps like Messenger, basically you can exchange documents also. Plus the apps are kind of cheaper than making the calls.
I normally surf in the internet most of the times, and I use Facebook to communicate with friends out there, and at home I talk with, I just use verbal communication.
I prefer using WhatsApp when it's instant messaging, something short and quick. But if it's something detailed, I prefer making phone calls. WhatsApp phone calls are not very clear, they're very slow, so I prefer making an actual phone call.
Trendy, young and tech-savvy are some of the words that have been used to define this class of people that is fueling demand for mobile data and SMS, totally changing the landscape of operations for telecoms in the Kenyan market.
The strong pickup of consumers of smart devices, the smartphone in the first place, which already is up to 40% of smartphone users, generates, of course, a lot of data traffic by sharing on social media. So that's one important point. It's the young group, 16-24, even 24-35, that are now that lead a data-intensive life.
The smartphone gives you the opportunity really to go over the top. So whether you've got WhatsApp calling, you have Viber is still there, and all of that is beginning to erode the conventional use, which is essentially voice. Also, you've got a behavior with young people who you can see them even facing each other and they're sending each other WhatsApp messages. So that didn't really come as a surprise that an increasing number of people are making a reducing number of voice calls.
Improvements in mobile networks and data infrastructure, backed by strong penetration of smart devices, has enabled more people to substitute traditional voice calls for a combination of text messages, social media and instant messaging. This class of people is what the report by Deloitte East Africa on telecommunications, media and technology is referring to as data exclusives.
From a consumer point of view, things got cheaper, so the prices got down, which is a strong driver, of course, in a country like Kenya, but also far more accessible for a large group. On top of that, it's very convenient to use social media for your communications. I mean, very often it's what we call a one-to-many application.
The report says that between September 2013 and 2015, the number of SMSs sent grew by 600%. On the other hand, consumption of mobile data went up by 150%.
Over the last year, our data traffic has more than doubled. Okay? And the SMS traffic has grown less than that, but it's still growing in a healthy manner. But our data traffic has really seen a very strong growth on the back of our investment in our network, on the back of very innovative products we have launched, but also on the back of this underlying trend that we see in the industry.
The demand for mobile data and SMS services has now changed fortunes for telecom operators in the country. For instance, Safaricom, which controls 67% of the telecommunications market, quotes that SMS revenue grew by 11.3% in the first half of its 2016 financial year. Mobile data also grew by 40.9%, while revenue from voice calls grew at a much slower rate of 3.5%.
Once you've given people access to the internet and they understand the utility, the value they get out of it, then it becomes almost more important than voice, because it is just access to information. And we're seeding a lot of smartphones in the market now. I think we're in excess of 6 million smartphones. And of course we continue to roll the network out. So in our case, we now have, I think, 73% of the population covered with 3G. And 4G is now available in 14 countries. And once you open up that pipe, and the information starts to be delivered quickly, then there is a hunger to consume.
To match supply to this demand while meeting customer expectations, telecom operators have been making significant investment towards improving the quality of data and SMS services while ensuring the right pricing.
Well, we've always believed in investing for the future, and even when we had the price war a few years ago, we just continue to invest at the same level. And in fact, we're spending probably about just over $300 million a year on CapEx. That was last year. Next year, we're expecting to spend about the same. And for us, it's about rolling out 2G as well, because there's still a big 2G market out there.
We have launched some of the most innovative and aggressive product, if not the most innovative and aggressive product, the data product and bundle product, our flagship Unlimited product, which goes from 20 shillings all the way to 2,000 shillings, so that customers can again access in a very convenient and value for money way the applications and the interactions they want to get on the net.
The million-dollar question is whether people will stop making calls in the near future. Telecom operators don't think so and believe that the voice market will continue to play a significant role in their businesses.
I don't think that voice will die or people will just stop talking to each other, obviously. As human beings, we need to communicate, we need to express emotions, share information, etc. And obviously, you can't do that all the time through email or through instant messaging or through chatting or video conferences.
We have more than 24 million customers, and out of those 24 million, smartphones is probably only about 20% of them, and therefore the majority of our customers don't have smartphones and use essentially voice. So voice is going to continue to grow marginally, not big numbers. And of course, as new people come into the market, young people are coming into the market all the time who can't afford a smartphone, and they will continue to use voice. So we see voice growing a little bit over the next few years.